بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome back, my dear students, to the next lesson. What are we going to do in this lesson? Let's take a look. So we are still in Unit 2, but what are we going to do in this unit, in this lesson now? So we have form, meaning, and function. Let's take a look at this lesson. Now, let's go back to the previous lesson. We had homework, which was the project. So, did you do something about the project? Was it fun making this project? Now, let's take a look at an example of the project. So, here we have a script between Lulu and Dream. Let's take a look. What did Lulu and Dream do about their project? So, their project was about how to make hot chocolate. So, let's take a look. Lulu, hello Reem, what are you doing? Reem, hello Lulu, I am making hot chocolate. Lulu, I love drinking hot chocolate, but I don't know how to make it. Reem, don't worry, I will record a how to make hot chocolate video. Would you like to help? Lulu, I would love that. Reem, we are going to pour the warm milk in the cup. Then we will add some sugar and the cocoa powder. Mix the ingredients, then decorate it with marshmallows. Lulu, can I edit the video? Reem, yes you can. Now, let's take a look at the video that Lulu and Reem just made. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Hello my dear friends. In this video, I will show you how to make a very yummy hot chocolate. So, what do we need to make this yummy hot chocolate? We will need warm milk, cocoa powder, some sugar, and of course a cup for it. So, the first thing we want to do is we want to pour the warm milk in the cup. After that, we will put some sugar in the cup. Then we will add the cocoa powder. This is the yummy part. We're going to mix everything together. And then we will add the fun part, the marshmallows. And we will take some chocolate and we will sprinkle it. Now you have a very yummy and healthy drink. That was a very nice video from Lulu and Dream. So, what did Lulu and Dream do? Number one, they wrote the script. They had a main idea, a topic, and some details to support the main idea. Then they prepared the video, gathered the ingredients, then they made this beautiful project. Now, let's take a look at what are we going to do in the new lesson. As you can see here, we had all of these steps to reach to this lesson: form, meaning, and function. And we are going to do the same thing with the next unit. So what are the objectives of today's lesson? We have two important objectives. Number one, we want to use imperatives in affirmative and negative forms. Number two, we want to use the prepositions correctly. Now, let's take a look at this slide with these sentences. Now, I want you to listen carefully and tell me what is the common thing between all of these sentences. I will give you a minute to think about it after listening to these sentences. Open your book, page 17. Brush your hair. Try this pizza. Turn right, then turn left. Prepare your camera to record a video. Take a look at these sentences and tell me, what is the common thing between all of these sentences? So the common thing between all of these sentences is the verb. All of these sentences start with verbs. Now, let's take a look. What kind of verb? Did we add anything to these verbs? Let's take a look. We have the word open, brush, try, turn, and prepare. So, all of these are base verbs. Now, what does it give you? What do you understand from these sentences? So, it could be instructions, advice, or what? Let's take a look at it one by one. All of these are called imperative sentences. What does it mean? All of these imperative sentences begins with verbs. It can indicate to many things. It could indicate to a command, instruction, or advice. Let's take a look at the first one, command. When I ask you to open your book, page 17. I am commanding the students to open their book on a certain page. Or, don't throw the book on the floor. Look at the verb here. So we have open, we did not add anything to this verb, and we have the word throw. We didn't add anything to the verb too. But let's take a look at the word before the word throw. Don't. It's the negative form of this sentence. Open your book. Do it. And don't throw the book on the floor. Don't do it. The next thing we have here is instruction. Imperative sentences can indicate to instructions. Let's take a look. Brush your teeth before sleeping. So, as you can see here, it is instruction. Sometimes older people tell that to younger people to teach them how to get used to a routine. Brush your teeth before sleeping. Now, what about the negative form of this? Don't keep the phone on the charger for a long time. Don't do it. So this is an instruction. Sometimes we hear accidents that could happen because of this. So it is an instruction to not do that. Don't keep the phone on the charger for a long time. Now, let's take a look at the last part here. So imperatives too can indicate to an advice. Like this. Try this ice cream. It's not an instruction and it's not a command, but it's a nice thing and I would like you to try it. And let's take a look at the negative form of it. Don't taste the soup. It's hot. Now, let's take a look at it one by one. We have more examples. Let's take a look. In the command, for the imperative sentences, we have affirmative and negative forms. Let's take a look at the affirmative form. Sit down. Sit down. Look at the verb here in the sentence, sit down. We didn't add anything to the verb. It's the base form of the verb. Let's take a look at the next one. Open the window. It is a command. Open the window. Now, let's take a look at the negative form of the same sentences. Sit down. Don't sit down. Open the window. Don't open the window. So, look at the verbs. It's still the same. It's the base form of the verb. Why? Because before the verb here we have the word don't. Every time you see the word don't, you can't add anything to the verb. Now, let's take a look at another way of a command. So, We can use the word please to be polite, like this. Please sit down. Now, I want to tell you both of the sentences. Which one do you feel it polite, more polite? Is it sit down or please sit down? So, of course, the sentence, please sit down, it sounds polite. Please sit down or please don't sit down. Please open the window or please don't open the window. Now, let's take a look at the next one, instruction. So, instruction is just like the how-to video. In the how-to video of Lulu and Dream, Lulu and Dream decided to give instruction to tell people how to make the hot chocolate. Now, let's take a look at these sentences we have here. Also, in the instructions, we have affirmative form and a negative form. Let's take a look at the affirmative form. Pour the milk in the cup. Now, what about the negative form of the same sentence? Don't put a lot of sugar in the cup. Or it could be, don't pour the milk in the cup. Let's take a look at the next sentence here. Please pour the milk in the cup. Or, please don't put a lot of sugar in the cup. So all of these are instructions. We heard these instructions in the video of Lulu and Dream. Let's take a look at the next one, an advice. So let's take a look at the advice. We also have affirmative forms and negative forms. Let's take a look at the affirmative forms. Try this sandwich. It's not a command. I'm not telling you to try this sandwich right now. It's an advice. Try this sandwich. It's delicious. Or stay away from fire. It is really hot. Don't come closer to the fire. Now, let's take a look at the negative forms. Don't try the sandwich. It is spicy. Or don't forget to take your umbrella because I think it will rain today. Now, can you think of a affirmative sentence or imperative sentences with affirmative form and a negative form? Let's take a look at the next. What do we have here? Write the negative imperative. Let's read the sentence, understand the sentence, and write the negative form. The first sentence we have here, it's not lunchtime yet. So, what could be the negative imperative for this? So, negative, that means we are going to use the word don't. Don't eat lunch. It's not lunchtime yet. Don't eat lunch. We added the word don't because we want the negative imperative. And we did not add anything to the word eat. It's the base form of the verb. Let's take a look at the next sentence. Why are you feeding the fish? What could be the imperative, the negative imperative for this sentence? So, always keep in mind, negative, we will add the word don't. Don't feed the fish. Why are you feeding the fish? So the imperative, the negative imperative for this is don't feed the fish. Now, let's take a look at the next one, but I want you to think about it. Why are you running away? So what could be the negative imperative for this sentence? So keep in mind, negative, we want to add the word don't. Don't run away. So let's read it again. Why are you running away? The negative imperative is don't run away. We are going to do the same thing with the last two sentences here. Help! He's breaking my ladder. Think about the negative imperative that is suitable for this sentence. Help! He's breaking my ladder. Don't break the ladder. Don't break the ladder. Now, for the last sentence, let's read it, try to understand it, and write the negative imperative for it. No, you're doing that wrong. What could be the negative imperative for it? No, you're doing that wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that. Good job, my dear students. Now, let's take a look. Choose the correct word. I gave you two choices. I want you to choose which one is the correct answer. Don't, drop, or dropping the book. Look, we have the word don't. That means the verb that comes after don't is what? The base verb, or we can add anything to that verb. Don't drop or dropping the book. Don't drop the book, because after the word don't, we can't add anything to the verb. Number two, eat or eating your breakfast every morning. It's an imperative sentence. Eat your breakfast every morning. Now, I want you to look at the sentence. Eat your breakfast every morning. Now, what could it be? Is it an instruction, advice, or a command? It could be an instructor from an older person. Let's take a look at the third one. Please help or helping your friend. Please help or helping your friend. We use the word please to be polite. Let's take a look. So the correct answer is please help your friend. Now, let's take a look at the next objective of today's lesson. We will talk about the prepositions. Now, I did group the prepositions for you to make it easier for you to understand. Let's take a look. What are prepositions? Prepositions are words used before nouns to show the location of an object. Prepositions, I did group the prepositions for you here into 3 groups to make it easier for you to understand. Inside, outside, and the next group is in front of, behind, or away, and the last group is over and under. Let's use them in sentences to make it easier for us to understand it. We will take a look at the structure of the sentence. Let's take a look. So, we start the sentence with noun, verb to be, preposition, and then an object. So, this is the structure, but let's use words instead of these things. So, for a noun, I chose the word the bird. And for a verb to be, because I used the bird, it's only one bird. So I will use the verb to be is, because it is a singular one. The bird is. Now it's time to choose the preposition. So let's take a look. So the word under, it's a preposition. Let's read it. The bird is under what? The tree. Let's take a look at the sentence again. The structure of the sentence and the words that we chose to replace it. Noun, the bird. Verb to be is. Preposition, under. Object, the tree. The bird is under the tree. Which one of these words is the preposition? Is it the word is? No, it's the word under. It shows us the location of the bird. The bird is under the tree. Now, let's take a look at these sentences with the prepositions. I did change the color of the preposition so you can catch it with your eye. Let's take a look at the first group, inside and outside. The bird is inside the box. Look at the picture. The bird is inside the box. So where's the location of the bird? Inside. And the next sentence here, the bird is outside the box, outside of the box. Now, look at the box and look at the location of the bird. We have inside and outside. So the opposite of inside is outside. That's why I did put them in one group. Now, let's take a look at the next group. We have in front of, behind, and away. We have a picture of a cat and a box. The box is in front of the cat. Where is the location of the box? The box is in front of the cat. Now, let's take a look at the next sentence. The cat is behind the box. Now, we know that the box is in front of the cat. But where is the cat? The cat is behind the box. Now, let's take a look at the last sentence here in this group. The cat is away from the box. Look at the box and look at the cat. The cat is away from the box. So in this group, we have in front of, behind, and away. Let's take a look at the next group. We have the word over and under. We have a picture of a rabbit and a fence. Let's read the sentences. The rabbit is jumping over the fence. The rabbit is jumping over the fence. Let's take a look. See? The rabbit jumped over the fence. Now, let's take a look at the next one here. The rabbit is digging under the fence. How's that? Look. So, in the first one, the rabbit jumped over the fence. In the next one, the rabbit is digging under the fence. Now, let's take a look at some examples here, and I want you to think about the correct preposition for these sentences. Look at this picture. We have a board, desk, books, cat, and a ball. Let's choose the correct preposition for these sentences. Write the correct preposition. The books are something, the desk. Where is the location of the books? Look at the picture. The books are over the desk. Now, let's take a look at the next sentence. The cat is something the desk. Where is the location of the cat from the desk? Let's take a look. We found the cat. The cat is under the desk. Now, let's take a look at the next one. The ball is something the desk. Where is the location of the ball from the desk? Found it. The ball is in front of the desk. Can you see it? Now, the last one, the board is something the desk. Where is the location of the board from the desk? The board is behind the desk. That's great. Now, let's take a look. What did we do in today's lesson? So we had two objectives. Number one, we used imperative and affirmative. We used imperatives in affirmative and in negative forms. Okay, keep in mind, negative forms, we will use the word don't. Like what? Don't eat the ice cream in the winter. Now, let's take a look at this example. Study for the next lesson. This is an imperative sentence. It began with the word study. The verb study is a base form. We did not add anything to this verb. And the next objective for today's lesson was use the prepositions correctly. Like what? The man is sleeping under the tree. Now, for your homework, what I want you to do is this. Draw a picture and write 3 sentences using preposition words. You can choose inside, outside, behind, in front of, away, over, or under. Draw a picture and tell me about the location of 3 things and write them in 3 sentences. And that's it for today's lesson. Thank you very much, my dear students, and see you in the next lesson.